Hello! Today we are going to be making a icon. I thought I'd invite you on the process because I've been loving open stage control and the ability to just customize and make all these icons. This is for Ableton and we're going to be working on this thing, clip device, because it's a weird conceptualization. I didn't know how to like put it into an icon. But there's ways to go about it to make it trigger your brain. So I guess it makes it easier to just find it while looking down. Because I found that when everything's done as words, it's a lot harder to navigate fast. And that's the whole point of building this interface, is to make things faster in my Ableton workflow. So let's get started. Now the thing I use is this thing, flaticon.com, and I have bought the subscription, which I don't think is very much, especially since you get to keep these icons forever. So if you're doing an interface, you can literally just buy all these icons at the very beginning in a particular, like SVG. This is the reason why you want to get a subscription, is because of SVG. So yeah, you get to buy them and then keep them forever. But there is a free version, which I'll get up right now. So literally the free version is exactly the same. The only thing is you only get PNGs. So with the icon clip device down here, what is clip device? Well, if I get up Ableton, clip device is this feature where you switch between the clip, so writing notes and stuff, and the actual devices, so these kind of things, kind of like rack mounts, and that will be very useful later. So in this version, this is the free version, so I haven't logged in. You can still search up icons. The icons I look like to get is flat. I'll just go through them very quickly, but you got outline, filled, multicolored, which generally has black outlines on it as well, but my favorite is flat. And this, it looks good, but you can do a lot of fun ones. But this one gives me the idea that it's musical notation. So I'm gonna download this. You can download in different sizes. I'm gonna download, it doesn't really matter, 512 pixels doesn't really matter. We're gonna edit it later. So the free version means you can download the PNG, but you must attribute the author. Very important. We got to respect that. They're giving us a lot of amazing items for free. So you can download that. Yeah, the limitation is you can't use SVG. Why do you want SVG? SVG, well, I can show you in a bit as well, but SVG is also a little bit smaller, but it's a lot more customizable. So this is the actual paid version I've got up right now. So the next icon I'm thinking of is something to represent devices. And I looked up devices before and I wasn't happy. It's like, you can kind of get the idea that these are devices, but I wanted something that's more musical related or Ableton related. So I thought maybe files, because it kind of looks like package files or something. If I get up flat, searching, and then these things kind of look like rack mounts, because I don't think rack mounts exist in this thing. There's not really many music icon things or like analog gear. Yeah, so these things kind of look like rack mounts, and I like the look of them. They look good. I think they are very good. Yeah. Yes, these ones. So I like them. Download SVG. And I guess that's SVG, the good thing about it is it's like scalable at any length. So How do I edit it? I use this free app, which, oops, sorry. I use this free app called boxy SVG. Boxy SVG is also free to use online. You can actually log in and use it online as well. You just have to log in, I think. But I downloaded it because it's very, very useful. So, what we want to do is we want to grab the files we just downloaded. So there's one. I'm going to put it in the corner. And then this one. So remember, the musical notes are a JPEG. I've got downloaded a PNG. And now what I'm going to do is literally just do a dividing bar. So this app is really useful. It took a little while to figure out, but yeah, basic stuff like transform. If you click it again, you can rotate it. If I hold down shift, it'll snap into certain positions. And to change the color, also positioning, like I want it directly in the center, so I can just do that directly in the center. I can, if I want this to be behind anything, you put it back. So it's a very versatile editor. I'm gonna change the color to be around there. That looks good. You can also change the size of... What? Yeah, you can also change the size of it. But oh, there it is. Sorry, I couldn't see it. So you can change the actual size of the whole thing as well. Then you want to export SVG. Generate. That's what it's going to look like. Export. And there we go, we got it. So bring this back up. One thing I wanted to show you is this website, iconscout.com/icon-editor. Why? Because here I have color-coded certain things. So that means when my eyes will be attracted to these groupings of things. The bottom I have not color-coded because it's more the transport bar, but these things, blue and red and blah blah blah, I wanted the icons to represent that too. So the great thing about SVG is, like I said, the ability to edit it. So all I have to do is drag in this thing we just made. No, notice the PNG is not available to edit. And that's the limitation to PNG if you get the free version. But it's not really a big deal. So yeah, see, you can color code them in a really unique way, or you can even color code them individually. If you already have boxy SVG, you don't really need to bother with doing it individually, because you can just do it in the actual app. It's like if I grab that and then get this color, I can just do it there. But the very useful thing about this thing is that being able to just color coordinate. So I find that very useful. And then you can just download SVG or PNG. This is also very useful. I was using this, thank you for that Kenny 5000 off the OpenStage forum. So very similar thing, except you get to control how big the file is when you download it. So if I grab in these things, and literally I can do the same thing. I don't really know how to use, I don't think this is as flexible, to be honest. But like I haven't been able to use it in the same way. Or I don't know, like I'm doing literally exactly the same thing now. So that's kind of good to know. I don't know, yeah, there it is. I think shift does the same thing. Yeah, okay, you can literally do the same thing in here. And the good thing about this is you can export the actual size. So I can export it at 200 pixels. And download that. So yeah, that's useful if you want to control the size. This is also from Kenny 5000. So the ability to... Oh yeah, for some reason Firefox doesn't do this for some reason. So I've had to open it up in Google Chrome. I'll bring this down so it's just by itself. Yeah, so I'll refresh it so you can just see. Literally all you have to do is drag it in, boop, and you got it. You got a CSS code, which I recommend. I think the CSS code is useful. I was doing Mac Music's method, which is really useful, and I'm really thankful for him for showing me how to. He's got a tutorial online, how to create classes. So that means if you have multiple buttons that have the same image, it's very useful, and you just have a file, a CSS file to go in theme. But I think this will be useful to be able to like allow other people to use this project too. I want to be able to share it and for other people to use it. So here we are, clip device. Now that we have the file ready to go in base 64. So that's the code. I'll bring up the code later again. So, how do we write this down? So, we are now ready to start the coding, or the CSS'ing. First of all, we don't need font size anymore because I'm going to get rid of the label. So as you can see, it'll get smaller. Goodbye label. The border radius is to curve the box. So if I get rid of this, it will just become square, and I like the curve, so I'm gonna keep it. But if I want to be able to have a lot of playability, I'm gonna write host. I'll show you why later, but host is a godsend. So thank you, Jean-Emmanuel. I'm very sure that is how you pronounce his name. Jean. Thank you. All right, we've got the first thing, host. Great, curly bracket, and end it with a curly bracket. Okay. Oh yeah, adding 2 spaces here makes it a little bit neater. The next piece of information, background image URL blah. Yes? Does this make any sense? Maybe not. But here we are going to insert the base 64 code that we just got. Yeah. So, copy this code, put it here. It's a very long code, but this is, it ends with a, I don't know, parentheses? Is that what it is? It ends with that, so you have to make sure you have the comma dotted stuff. Ah, I wish I knew the name. So yeah, that's the URL. You put the URL, and that is what's happened. And look at it! It's alive! Great, but look how weird it looks. It's not in the size that we want it to, so we still need to add some extra stuff. Background, position, center, and then what happens when we do that? Puts it in the center. Great. Next thing, background size. Now you can do 2 sizes, and they might be of different uses to you. if you want. The one I was doing for a while, it was contain, which is very useful. And I'll show you what it does. See? It contains it. Uh-oh, look at that. It's repeating itself. But either way, if I... Oh, sorry, give me a second. Undo. This happens sometimes. I don't know why. Maybe I'll have a look into it, but I can't drag it out. What I have to do is save, close it, open a new window, and then it will work again. So if I drag it out, it will contain it, so that means it's always even. I guess it's always going to fit no matter where. See? It's always going to show the full image every time. So I'll undo all that. So it's repeating itself. So how do we fix that? We can do background, repeat, no, repeat. There we go. So now we've got the contain rule on, and it will do exactly the same thing without the repeated thing. So you can position it anywhere. The only thing I found with this is that I thought it was a bit too big. Also, I'm feeling a bit... I kind of want to match that. One way I can match everything together is click on a different color, and then I hold Control, and I select that one as well. So if I get this color scheme, all I have to do is just press enter here, and enter anywhere else, and it will copy all that information over. Also, I make the brightness less so. I meant, yeah, well, brightness, that is right. With opacity. Opacity 0.5. So it is a bit darker, but you'll see why in a second. And there was this other thing I did as well, which I think fixed something. I may not need to do it, but background, clip, border, box, and I had something to. I think it has something to do with making sure it doesn't clip the edges. I don't think I need to do it for this one. Ah, yeah, see, I think there was something about like it clipping the edges, and I didn't really like. So that means it doesn't clip the edges and goes over the edge. It's over the edge, man. Sweet, it's great. It's looking very good. The only thing about it is I think I might change the colors at some point, because it's looking too similar to the stop and record buttons and the capture button. That one. I just want to change the colors, so I might change the color scheme, but that's for me to do at another time. For now, I'm showing you how to do this. So the thing I also want to do is change the background size to be 80%, because I think I like it a little bit smaller. There we go. Now, after you've done that, you can also do this extra thing, host on. So when you write that, it means every time you click on it, you will get a different color. I mean, so you'll get whatever you put into here. And so what I'm putting into here is opacity. The opacity changes to 1. And that's it. That's all I want to do. So now when I click it, I was able to do it before. I must be doing something wrong. It could actually be active. There we go. Sorry. So active is the one for... What toggle is it? Tap. I'll get that up. If you can see it, tap. So when it's on tap, it needs active. Host.active. But if I change this to toggle, see, it won't work unless I change this host.on, and then it will work. Alright, great. Okay, so that was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope it makes your open stage control fun creative times more creative and fun. Alright, that's it. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and see you later!